Mm. So welcome to this impromptu live stream. Let me check whether I am actually tuning live. Just bear with me. How's everybody first?
Good.
Check in. Oh yeah, Carly's Thanksgiving your side. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Yes.
Hello, Victoria. Welcome to the
Hi.
Zoom live here. I was very surprised that you're coming on because normally there's nobody come in. But thank you so much for coming in. And it is stream live now perfectly in the in Sacred Heart Valley. Let me go to the gallery view. So it is a very impromptu live to be to stream live in Sacred Heart Valley because I'm gonna do similar things like these, like zoom in for half an hour and then sort of like I feel like there's a discussion or there's some messages sharing that I need to or we need to like share, because I felt that every single time that we share any of us sharing, even though those you watch in the Sacred Heart Valley, there's always nuggets in there. So it's gonna be like these impromptu and short, and sometimes gonna be long. It doesn't really matter. See where we landed. So this morning when I was in a train commute to work, and it's Monday in Sydney here, so it's still weekend on your side. So I'm feeling into a lot of separations energy. So you guys know that I have a program running, is called Remembrance of Lemuria, is to come back to ourselves, to come back or to retrieve part of yourself or come back to ourselves, come back to the home, come back to your body, come back to your heart. And obviously there's a lot of layers to this program. But today I'm not talking about the program. Today the message is literally separation. So I wanted to share about what I feel, see, sense of myself and also the people around me and also around the environment and the energy that I fell into this morning. And in this space is always highest and purest frequency, and there's no projection. We all have the voice to share of how we feel into our emotion. So I can start with that. So I received a few messages from a few people that, in the social media that I see as well, coming to my field, that people love what they're doing, deeply in love of what they're doing. And people love creativities. And also that they do not know how. And they're coming in a way that, whether from their mind, whether from their heart. But what I see, they push away first, without even feel deeply of why we are here. So just allow that energy to land. So it's just like when we had conversation, right? Even though in the coffee shops with the friends, people will push away of other people's ideas. But they say themselves what they like to do. But they will claim that that's not for them without even trying. And it's not only one person that showed up to me like this in front of me. And people around me as well, like my family too. So with so deep of compassion, I wanted to help. I just wanted to encourage every one of us to have that courage heart, unguarded heart, to have that awareness and courageous to be in the consciousness. Why is conscious? Why is consciousness? It's just awareness. Those people not aware, unconscious. And to bring into that, when you're aware, when you're conscious, it's the sparks, it's the light. And we see in that light, in that sparks, that inspiration and bring into the excitement, curiosity. And that we drop into the heart and feel that passionate, that fire in us. And then we will connect to the people with aligned mind, heart, and the tone that we speak, and the matters that we around us that we care, it will drop into resonance by itself, because the field will connect, the energy field will connect by the resonance. If not, you will feel that some people like, oh, just disappear from your field, just disappear from your environment. But I just want to bring into the really, really hard message here, hard and really hard message here. Do not separate yourself. And do not choose to separate yourself. Because that broke my heart. That breaks my heart. So yeah. That is the message that I wanted to share. It's just like so much that I wanted to like, yeah. Yeah, Victoria can ask question, of course.
Hi, Lillian. This is Victoria from Bali, for those who do not know me. I have a question. What do you think? I experienced it myself, and people in my field, I saw it multiple times. People are having some situation or feeling or process they're dealing with, and they kind of like intentionally separate themselves from the others, feeling that they might bring lower frequency or problem or experience to the group and be sort of like contagious to the group, or like not bring the good vibes. So everybody wants to show up in his best, and in his worst we kind of like tend to hide for us not to be seen. I mean, I totally support your message. I'm just curious, what is your attitude towards this situation, so that people who are listening could find that in themselves and understand how it works for them. Thank you.
Okay, so your question, I'm just going to recap your question that I'm clear, is those people who are feared to show up?
It's not about the fear. It's, for example, they're fighting, they're having the dark night of the soul, or they're having the shadow work, or they're being attacked, or they're having some sort of process they're dealing with, and they don't want to be, you know, to bring that to people because they feel that they are dangerous or not good enough, or, you know, like not the highest version of themselves for this particular moment. They love being, you know, the best, although for that moment they're not in their best.
Okay, I got you now. So those people who feel like I have that myself all the time. So the shadows coming out when the light is too bright, which is good. The light is shining on the shadow. It means that this is the work. It shows up. It means that this is the place that I need to visit. This is the place that I need to go inwards. So we thank and in that gratitude of what is the shadow. The shadow is much pain. When we have that awareness of that is the shadow, that is in the healing in the healing progress or in the healing journey already. That is the first step. And a lot of people, including myself, I want to be in the room. I would love to in the like center, healing center of myself, a healing chamber of myself. I have a sacred space in my home that is all for my healing. So I sit there a lot of myself. So everybody's healing their shadow a different way. I can just bring into my practice, my daily practice is I wake up early, I journal. And then if I wanted to share with another person, you buddy up. The person who feels the most trust, then you buddy up. You want that person just to listen, to be your pillars. That person will not be responding back to you. Find that person. So yeah. Or you can write a blog for yourself, write it, like journal for me, it's just writing and journal. Or sharing it, sharing the wound, open up. If you allow yourself to share your wound, if you feel your wound is so sensitive that you want to cover it out and heal yourself, and do that. You know what's best for you. Nobody can tell you what to do. So when you feel that comfortable, secure, and safe thing in your body, of healing in your own, when you feel the little bit of lightness in your body, that is transmutation happening. The light will growing even brighter because of the shadow. The shadow will become bright, more light in there. Nothing can beat the light, but the light is good on the shadow. It will show up layered by layered.
Lillian, this I totally agree with you with self-healing and everything that you mentioned. This is beautiful and amazing. But the question is a little bit from a different side. My question would be, you know, like people coming back to the question of separation, which you brought up, right? So my feeling is that people kind of like think they would lose their face if they show up in their ugly side in front of others, and that's why they tend to unconsciously separate themselves from others, because they don't want to be seen ugly or like not in their blossom. And this is shame and blame and all these kind of things which we need to address on a bigger level, so that people in their like, you know, lower moments don't shame themselves for having these lower moments. At least that's my feeling. And feel that, you know, it's not a problem, and it's not like we don't have to separate ourselves when we are experiencing some process or some growth moments or some evolution moments or whatever, because it's always like when you reach the bottom, it's when you're gonna jump high. Kind of like in that moment for people, it's not so easy to deal with. So that's why I kind of like wanted, you know, to bring it up, because everyone has those moments once in a while. So yeah, thank you for sharing your light into this.
Another way is where the question is because it's a lot of layers that you were just talking about. It's not about a bigger level. It's a lot of individual little moment, the little level. Because if we do not do a little work, we will not see a bigger level. Because the thing that in front of you, if you don't see it, if you don't work on it, you cannot see a bigger pictures, literally. So yeah, I don't know how am I gonna explain in this situation, because you bring into a lot of reversing emotions in a way that, for example, like, you know, like low density energies, a density, all of that code, comparison and, those wounding, right? Each individual levels and layers, we need to look into layers. Otherwise, I know this really well. You go out 5 steps, you come in 7 steps. You will not even connect to the truer self from your heart. You wanted to go out because you wanted to serve. And then you will shut yourself in the room again. You feel like, and you beat yourself up. So yeah. And then there will be a lot of things that is because when we're in that field, like you talking about the faith, I'm so grateful that you talk about the faith, because faith coming in, which is our quote, my promise to self of the quote with next week is faith. But I want to share with this is, what is really faith? And here is the trust. If we don't have faith, we don't trust ourselves. If we don't trust ourselves, there's a lot of work that we need to do first. If you don't trust ourselves, that is ourselves separate ourselves intentionally. Then we need to sit with that. Where is that coming from? So yeah, faith is trust and confidence. The more that we do, the more that we trust ourselves from the intuition. Do you trust yourself from your intuition? Everything from the intuition. Yes, I have this. Do you trust that you will be provided? Do you trust that you will be supported? We have to ask ourselves. What if, maybe, how? This is to stop ourselves from not progressing, from not moving forward, just one step. We shut ourselves, go backwards. We don't leap. We're just too scared that our feet get wet, even though that you wear shoes. And then you're forever standing on the spot. You're not moving. So yeah, the intention is, what do you want? Are you clear or not that what you want? If you have that clarity, your focus will be there. Once you say intention, the trust field will be built. The more that we trust ourselves, it's the energy field that we're exercising it. And that the field will open up bigger and bigger and within us. And it become vastness. There's no more, like, it become no things. That we talk about how we have no things. And then you walk, you will get guided, you get supported. Without even knowing, you don't need to know. Do you trust yourself? We need to trust. That's the faith. So yeah, that is like, if nothing, all of that, no trust, no nothing yourself, you're not honoring yourself. We have to ask ourselves, why are we here? Why are we here? We said that we are devoted. We devoted to who? Devoted to ourselves, to our path. Honoring who? Nobody. Yourself first. So yeah, so that is like the message that I wanted to bring in as separation, and probably now is the trust and the faith. So yeah. So that is what I want to share, maybe more. I just opened a few here since, Victoria and all of you in college, and you want to share, you can share. Because yes, my voice is very loud today and I'm very strict today because I was like, enough. was like, enough. I was like, not angry. I was like, I can see like people started to separate. I want to be gel everybody together. But yes, there's a lot of layers. But I wanted to help. That's why I opened this. I want everybody to hear it. But again, take whatever that is aligned to you. You dismiss everything that is not aligned at this current moment. That's all that I can share. Next. I'm on fire. I know.
Thank you, Lillian. It's beautiful. Yeah, for me, it's like each day, it's like each night, you're coming back, like a practice, a sacred practice of always coming back to the self, like as best as I can. When I wake up in the morning, it's doing my clearing. Then like just loving myself up, you know? And then before I even step outside of the door. But it's keeping that awareness and that mindfulness each moment, like each second. It's like clearing in the moment when it needs to be cleared, right? And then being in the present moment at the same time. But it's like building that relationship with the self, with the heart, with the feeling, what you're feeling inside. I mean, everything is all within. Everything is created from within. But it's for me settling into that peace, into that grounded state, into the present moment. And when you're in there, you're able to see everything from the eyes of the heart. And you allow the heart to guide you and to show you what needs to be cleared, released, so that you can receive. It's just this sacred practice that you it's like, for me, it's like that. It just feels like so home and so natural. But it's like even throughout the day, it's like at moments if like I get triggered, it's like, hey, just taking that moment, just breathing, put my hand on my heart space, and just breathing into the body, just settling in, allowing like the heart to soften, everything to melt. And then it's like when I come home, it's like clearing. So then I could just rest into that more of that peace and in that inspiration and joy and like with my artistry and all of that. But it's just this deep relationship with the self where when you have that deep relationship with the self, others can feel that. And when people come into your presence, that they feel like home, and it's just that the sacred mirror. So I think it's just always filling back up, filling ourselves back up, bringing our energy back to us from the day. And yeah, calling all the energy back to us. I mean, with me dealing with customers every day, it's beautiful, the connection, but it's filling myself up, not depleting my energy, right? Being of heart service, but then also taking care of myself at the same time. So yeah, I've been doing that for the longest time, and I think it becomes natural. But with the Guardians of the Code, with all of us soul family here, it's that constant reminder of the remembrance, right? Of who we are and the love that we are. And it's so important, you know? And I say to myself, if I'm feeling into like whether it's my fear or someone else's fear, I just move from fear into love and just focus on that love. And just recenter, reground each moment, just coming back. I have to constantly remind myself. But it becomes second nature. It's our natural nature, right? We're part of nature. So, looking at nature, I'm so blessed and thankful to work in like a field where, it's all nature based. So, I mean, I have that beautiful reminders, with the crystals and essential oils, and just so blessed, right? It holds me, it hugs me, it reminds me each moment, right? So, I mean, for me, nature is a beautiful way for always coming back home, right? But it's just us to know what is our home, like what reminds us of home, like the home where we're from, the home that we're in, like the home that's within us. Like it's just so important. I think that's the biggest key, that's the biggest takeaway each day, is always coming back home and not allowing ourselves to get distracted by all these illusions and stuff that's not like serving us. I mean, when those things happen, it's just, or when we feel it or in different experiences, it's there to us to even come back more to us even deeper, right? Um, but yeah, it's the biggest remembrance. And I mean, being in the heart, it takes care of a lot, you know, and it helps on all areas and all levels of us, right? When we're in that heart space, just being in that heart space right now, like for people watching the replay, just putting a hand on your heart, breathing into your heart. What does that feel like to you? Do you feel held? Do you feel supported? Do you feel nurtured? What is your heart telling you? Trust in it. And for us to stop abandoning that heart. Like, not to be afraid of the heart, not to be afraid of receiving the love that's within. This is the importance. This is why we are here. We are that love. And that's all we ever need in truth. If we don't have anything else, right? Know that we have that love. And that love takes care of us. It just loves us up. It sees us, it knows us. And that's the greatest gift of being in that relationship with your heart, with yourself. And that's our path. It's the path of the heart, of coming back home to the heart of remembrance. Because the heart always knows. The heart guides the way and leads the way. You can always trust in the heart. I can guarantee you that. For taking the time to allow the heart to show you everything, tell you everything, to guide you, to watch over you. Please come back to your heart. Your heart wants you to come back home. It's begging you to come back home. Listen to it. And I think the most important thing is for others to know the safety that the heart provides. That when you acknowledge the heart, give attention to the heart, that the heart will hold space for you to feel it, to feel what it feels like to be safe within, and allowing the self to just like take that trust, like that, as if you're just jumping, like on like a bed of feathers, and like, you know that the bed's gonna hold you, right? So it's like, allow yourself to just jump back into the heart, and it'll hold you, it'll embrace you. And you can even just have that, well, the visual I'm getting, like that's coming through for others is like seeing your heart like at your back, and like your heart, you feel that warmth, and you can just see these arms from your heart within your back wrapping around and giving you the biggest hug. And it's also taking care of your inner child. And when we're in our heart space, it's like the ego just takes a back seat. And you can just tell your ego that your heart is driving the car, that you can trust that your heart knows exactly where it needs to go and wants to go and how it's going to get there. And not allowing the mind, the chatters in the mind to distract you from the heart. That's when you need to go to the heart even more and even deeper. And the heart is that protector, that guardian. And that's what Guardians of the Code is all about. It's all about the heart, of us coming back to the heart of remembrance. That's all. Like, that's the key. And doing everything in love with the highest and purest frequencies. That's our mission, our purpose. It's all the heart. Everything else is an illusion. Everything is of love, comes from love. Just how much are you willing to allow the heart to expand and to open? And where we're from like our soul home, from source and spirit, everything is of love. And we're just to bring that love to the earth. And everything is, whatever we're going through, whatever challenge, it's always remembering that love, how we can infuse that love into every situation. Just show up with love. That's all you have to do in the heart space. Show up with your heart. That's all. Please. Yeah, that's my sharing for tonight. And allowing your heart to sing its song. Allowing your heart to sing its love song of you, to you, through you, as one with you. Allowing everything to be expressed through the heart, felt through the heart, everything through the heart. And allowing the heart light to shine. And knowing that you're safe to shine. It's your birthright to shine. And to allow that love to radiate. Because when you allow your heart to shine and to just love, all your guides, source, spirit, nature, whatever works for you, celebrates with you and rejoices with you in that joy. And there, in that moment, the sweet spots, those sweet moments, that's where you feel that bliss, the ecstasy, the euphoria of the heart. And you're feeling into the love of source, spirit, God, universe, whatever works for you. And then everything is created from that love. And you're feeling that love that you are reflected back to you from source, spirit. And it's there for you in an instant. It's just, when are you going to listen to the heart? And just melt with it, flow with it, create with it, express with it, unite with it, sing with it, dance with it. It's all you ever need. And yes, relationships are amazing and incredible and beautiful. But it's just that complement of the love that you're giving to yourself from yourself. And you're allowing someone else's love to rise up in you, and you allow your love to rise up in someone else, and you just reunite in that love, these two oceans of love crashing together as one ocean. Like, no one gives you love. You just love is who you are. When you experience that love with another person, it's just their reflection of how much love you're giving to yourself. So the more love that you treat yourself with, like the self-love, self-care, self-respect, the more love you're gonna just feel as your natural state and purest state. It's just physically like experiencing that on the physical level. It's just your heart emanating that to you through like your physical eyes, your heart, the heart of the eyes. It's receiving it and at the same time, in the same moment, not having any expectation, but it's just letting yourself be in your heart. Please just let yourself be in your heart. And just the whole world just needs to wake up to just to be in their heart. And a lot of the problems and it would just be healed so fast. But the more that you come back home to your heart, your being, your vessel, your personal energy, the more that we help in healing the world. But we each have to do the work. Coming back home to the heart, sitting with the heart, allowing yourself to look at your heart, look within. And there's nothing to be afraid of. Because the heart doesn't judge. It doesn't project. It just wants to love you up and welcoming you home each and every day. And that's why, my whole path has just always led me back to the heart. And that's my deepest wish and prayer for all humanity is just coming back to the heart, coming back home to that love within. And to stop looking on the outside of yourself. Just start looking within. You're just like one with the universal heart, the universal womb. All as one. And yeah, that's my heart's gratitude on this Thanksgiving, especially. It's just setting the intention for everyone to just come back home to the heart, to their heart. Because in coming back home to the heart, we see spirit source, the universe, everything, all within. So it's heart transmission.
Thank you, Kyle. Victoria, do you have any question before we close the Zoom call today?
No, I feel that was just the perfect share, Kyle, and for all of us, for me in particular, on a personal level, for us as a team, as a group, as the people who hold each other, and for us as collective also. And I'm just keep coming back to what you, Lillian, started with about separation. Just one tiny thing which comes to mind just now is you started speaking about creativity and people separating themselves from others. And I feel that, like, just like me in particular, like mostly introverted, selectively extroverted, and we want to this creativity to flow from our hearts, this love to flow from our hearts, but for the good of all. And we don't want to keep it inside only, because we create for everyone's good, for the highest good. And that's why we are here. That's why we want to do networking. That's why we want to come closer to each other. That's why we are grateful to be held and to hold and to unite. And that's what the whole work is about. And I'm very grateful for you guys to hosting this and for the reminders that you create from your heart for everyone to remember. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victoria. I also wanted to bring this, the final message is everything is from like separations, and those low energies or negative energies is a fear programming. Fear, it doesn't mean that I'm not scared. There's a lot of things about fear programming if we break them down. Is basically is disconnection of self. That is fear. That is what I wanted to say. Once we disconnect ourselves, we will go into separation. And that is a very deep forgetting or forgotten. Stasis. That's the word come out to. Sleeping. Zombie. Illusion. Mind control. All of that is fear-based programming. So that is what I wanted you to, all of us, to see in that. Connect to our heart, like what Carl said. And Victoria have very beautiful Emerald Heart Telegram channels. So many juicy resources in there. So connect to Victoria. She has a lot of resources about connect to the heart. And also that reset the system. If you feel like you want to reset, you don't know how. Victoria is currently offering resetting in a very, very low cost or energy exchange. Reach out to her. And Carl at the moment is also doing a lot of very deep work of heart and bringing to elemental elements through the body. If you feel aligned with any of them, reach out to them. And do not separate. No separation here in Sacred Heart Valley. If you want, go and get it. You want to connect. Connect. If you want to do. Want to create. Just one step at a time. And remember that the feet is with you. I don't have your feet. You have to move yourself. I'm the mama. I'm not moving my kids. I say you have to go yourself. Even though fall down, stand up as well. But also check with them whether they feel safe as well to step up. We always check in our body. Security, safety. When I say security means, is it ourself? Is that me that is Lillian that is here? Am I clear? If I'm not clear in the mind, what's happening? Feel into it. If you want support, connect. That's all. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming in, Victoria, and I honor you of your work. Very powerful. So yes.
Thank you so much
And thank
for
you, Kyle,
hosting
as
this.
well.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Lillian.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I love you so much. I appreciate the work that you do so much. So beautiful. So grateful.
I see you all next time.
Bye.